be a part of this history that's in the making. It don't matter what you're doing, just save it. And you can get back to it later. Later, later, later. And you can catch some of this flavor. Flavor, flavor, flavor. Cause real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Hey yo, Shaw. Hey, listen, I tuned in one night, man. Appreciate that, man. That was real. Hey, real recognize real as a G-Law. Always be yourself, never be a fraud. Life is up and down, call it seesaw. Stay woke, triple R, ringing the alarm. French chiller, internet, do it better. Made from pure chocolate, dipped in vanilla. Caught up in the rain under your umbrella. Always rock the house from the roof to the cellar. Yeah, that's why I gotta tune in. When you're on camera, I hope they zoom in. So many shows only let buffoons in. Out my mind, they evicted so you can move in. Cause real recognize real. Always turned up, so lay back and just chill. Ain't thinking about drama, ain't thinking about bills. Natural no reason, no pills. Just you, baby. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize real. Real recognize
On the line with Lynette from the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. Who are we speaking with? Every week you call Lynn and then you hang up.
I think we got a stalker.
I do too.
I think we got it. Yes.
The show start and call.
You exactly right.
Thank you for tuning in, whoever you are.
Yes. Thank you. Well, once again, thank you all for tuning in to the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. My name is Franchella, and I got my girl to my right,
Lynette.
Yes, Lynette. And we are so happy to be back in the studio today. We got some fabulous guests. Yes. We got a live performance, and it's always on and popping. So once again, thanks for tuning in. We want to first give all of our respects and prayers to any veterans who have went on, but thank you for serving our country. Absolutely. I did wear, a little bit of something today for, I also got my Eagles. Representing, yes. Saluting to all those who are on the front line protecting our country. We truly appreciate you guys. So without further ado, what we're going to do is we're going to get right into our hood news.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about rapper T.I. So what y'all can do is y'all can chime in the hood news. So this is like open discussion. So as you may have heard, his 18-year-old daughter Deja, every year they go to her GYN appointment, and he wants to be there to check to make sure that she's still a virgin. So he wants to make sure that her hymen is intact. So how do you feel about that?
First, I don't think he's actually in the room to see that, the kitty cat is still, closed up. I think he goes with her. He's in the waiting room, and he asks, like he said, the GY, right, if make sure that she's still a virgin. I don't think he's sitting inside of the exam room with her. I'm sure he isn't. I don't know why people assume that. And maybe they're just pissed off that he needs to even know that and he's going with her, maybe that aspect of it. But I don't think he's actually in the room.
I hope not. I mean, it's good that he, as a father, that he cares, and he probably wants his daughter to save herself until marriage, which is fine and dandy. But if he's in the room, that's like overkill. Because I'm sure it makes her feel uncomfortable.
Being as though that's bad.
Exactly.
But then one aspect that it works. Wants to make sure, okay, and supposed to, and then saving herself for the right person, which I could understand.
So come on, ladies, I see
I
your
just
faces.
wanted to know, why did we need to know that? Like,
right? How
this
about
is what
that?
you've done every
How
year.
about
Like
that?
you said, after her 16th, 17th, 18th birthday parties, you let her know the next day has an OBGYN appointment. You want to check it out. But why did we have to be involved in that? I didn't understand that part of it. Like, okay, yeah, like you said, as a father, you're checking to make sure your child is doing the right thing. Cool. About to go to college. Who knows what's going to happen there? But at the same time, as a public, like, I didn't understand. I don't know if it was like an awareness for the fathers.
He was being interviewed, right? He was on a show or something. Somebody asked a question, and I think that just prompted him to say, you know, that's what he does and make sure. I don't even know what the whole question was, but it was a conversation that they were having, and he just came out and said that that's what he did.
Gotcha. Okay.
So does T.I. just have one daughter? I don't know. I don't really follow.
He has
two daughters.
Yeah.
But helped raise another one.
Right.
Are they the same age?
No, she's older than the baby. Then it's like a baby girl. She's maybe
okay.
like 2 or 3.
Okay.
But yeah, he has.
So it's one older.
4 or 5 boys.
So it's one older than the 18-year-old and the 3-year-old.
Right, but the oldest girl is in his,
his.
but he was involved with raising her.
Was he doing the same thing with her also?
And that's
Probably
what
not.
I
Tiny
wanted
was
to
probably
know.
doing that.
Exactly, 'cause I know Neek, one of the Tiny's daughters, I guess.
Zanique, yeah.
Zanique. Like, it would seem like she would be a little fast, you know, no offense, but.
No, but real talk, I honestly felt like because of maybe what
Watching
they experienced
her,
with her, he like, I don't
absolutely.
want the same thing for Deja. So
I can see that.
yeah, that was the only thing I thought of when it all came out, was why he was doing it. Because
I
then
can
you wonder,
see
like,
that.
well, where the mama at? Why is she not
Why she's
going
not
to the
physically
appointment?
there with
Yeah.
her.
Why she not there?
And a lot of people were saying because he has sons, is there a double standard? You know, does he do this with his sons? Because I think, yeah, it's a whole.
If you
we
watch
could
the
go
show,
on-
I
we
would
could
say
go
no.
on- Yeah,
Right.
I have seen the show, so I would assume no as well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know, and they're going to say
is
that
a double standard.
it's always going to be a double standard. That's never going to change.
All right, so moving
But see,
along.
well, yeah, but no, you know, I mean, even though with women, you know, you protect them so much because they can get pregnant, but also they don't get pregnant on their own,
Right.
you know?
Right.
So your son can impregnate somebody, but does it not matter because you're not actually bringing that baby into your home to live there, you know?
Right, like the
where
woman, where the woman would.
Exactly, you know, if she's pregnant, it's your daughter, she's not old enough to be out on her own. That means that you have to take care of her, and she has to live in your household with the child.
Right.
But
So-
just knowing T.I. as a parent from TV world, he does seem like he probably would have had conversations about using condoms and protecting yourself and stuff like that. But I don't know about the doctor's appointment part of it. Like,
Right.
I don't know how in depth he was with them.
Right. Well, let's move on.
Yeah,
because
yeah.
T.I. taking too much of my time.
So the Popeyes chicken craze. Let's talk about that.
Oh.
It is horrible. Now there was a death in Maryland. Someone was stabbed, I guess, for cutting in the line in the Popeyes chicken, and they actually died from the stabbing. So this is getting
It's getting
way out of hand. I mean, the nine.
Why are people with with the chicken? Come on now, like that chicken don't taste.
It's not.
It's
not,
a good sandwich. I had my
is-
first one on Sunday. The spicy one, it's good, but it's not worth killing over now.
Exactly.
Not at all.
Exactly. It's like we are so angry in today's society that it is ridiculous. Like between the killings in Philadelphia, the killings just in Chicago. I mean, it's just out.
And
It's
Syracuse,
just-
New York, amongst the younger people too.
Exactly.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Yeah.
And it is amongst the younger people. So it's like, what is wrong with us as a society? Like, why are we so angry? It's just
I don't.
it's
I-
sad. And
yeah,
condolences to the family.
Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely,
for sure.
absolutely. Because that's senseless. What are you going in the obituary? Died over a sandwich? Like, come on, like that's just
I know,
ridiculous.
that's it.
You know, and with all the shootings, like you said, it's our children, it's our babies, it's kids that's getting shot. So I'm just hearing about the 11-month-old that got shot 4 times.
Oh wow.
Oh yeah.
Where
That was
Well,
here. That was here
in Philly.
it was here, yeah, it was here in Philly, but so we're thinking it just got shot. Well, I don't know if it's the father or the guy. He used the baby as a human shield.
Oh wow.
It just came out
I
that,
think
and they
the
were
father.
the father used the baby. Now, I'm not sure. Now listen, okay, you try to give people a benefit of doubt, right? But nowadays, here's the thing. The thing is, I don't believe that any of this stuff that's going on is new.
Right.
Any of this crazy stuff that we hear is new. It's just that we have social media now. People have cell phones now. A lot of this stuff been going on forever. It's just now that things are being captured on cell phones and videos and stuff like that.
Right.
But usually you think if you have a child, people not gonna shoot at you. So I'm trying to give the man the benefit of the doubt. Maybe he figured they not gonna shoot. You see, I got a kid, you know, but or did you actually pick up this child to put in front of you to protect yourself? Like, you know what I'm saying? Or was you trying to run and you grab your child to run with? Like, I don't know, you know, because people are crazy. But you have like 3 scenarios that could possibly happen. I swear I want to be a professional juror. I really, really do.
I hate jury duty.
No,
Thank you. I'm good.
I did jury duty, and let me tell you, that judge actually came into our chambers and said, thank you. And the thank you was to me because I held out. I said, no, I don't care. We're going to spend the night. Because I was just saying I was not going to bail because I felt as though that person was innocent. So I held out, and he was.
Nice.
Hello, you are on the.
You have to answer first.
I don't know. Hello, you are on the line with the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. Who am I speaking with? Hi, Alicia. How are you today? Thank you for listening and calling in. Can't complain. Do you have a question or a comment for us? So who's that question directed to, Alicia? For Our Papers. So we are going to get into an interview with Our Papers shortly. So that is one of the questions that I intend to ask him. So stay tuned. Keep tuning in, and we'll get that answer to your question.
Thank you for calling in,
And
Alicia.
thank
I'll
you,
be glad
Alicia.
to answer your question soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. That's what's up. I can't work without my phone. Can you unplug that phone?
Yeah, please. Send me a link.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Wow, man, they lighting it up today.
We got to get into, okay, we're going to end hood news and just get right on into the interview. Hello. You are on the line with Lynette from the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show and Franchella. How can I help you?
I'm doing good. How you doing today?
Good. Who are we speaking with?
It's Ace Porter.
Hey, Ace.
Bro, chiming in.
How
What's
are
good, bro?
you? Thank you for listening and calling in. How are you?
No problem. Doing good. But how everybody doing?
Good.
God woke me up today. It's another blessed day.
Doing good, man. I can't complain.
So did you have a question or a comment?
It's good, bro.
There's live radio. So keep it clean.
How doing good to be on live radio?
Well, live radio right now, coming back to Philly after the Superstar Saturday win with you. Amazing. And the next go around, you're going to be right here. We're already setting that up right now. So I'm looking forward to having you on the show and coming back to Philly with you.
Yes.
That was very amazing.
I know. They still talking about that performance, too. So congratulations on that win, too, bro.
Congratulations to you, bro. And thank you to Mr. Next for the interview. It was an amazing interview.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. Please spread the word. Real Recognize Real.
And thank you for calling in. So we got to get you on the show.
Oh, yes. I'm a definitely. I love to keep that part of yourself.
You already know, bro.
All right. Take care and keep listening. Keep watching and keep listening.
No problem. I definitely got it.
I love you, bro.
Yeah.
Love you more, bro.
Peace out.
So let's.
Congratulations.
Flex and finesse, sir.
Okay, so we are going to get into the interviews with our guests. So first we have T. Tunnel Harris, who is a wife, a mother, director, a producer, a writer, a music teacher, and an artist manager who is a Delaware native, but she now resides in Philadelphia. She's a graduate from Temple University and attended the Art Institute for the video audio production. T started writing and producing stage plays in 2012 based on her written novels, The Things Church People Won't Say, Secrets in the Sanctuary, and The Secret Lies Within. T founded the Keys Production LLC in 2012 as well, a music producing and artist management company, among other things. In 2015, she partnered with Philly Cam TV to produce her own TV series, which she wrote and produced, and is now an award-winning web series titled Church Folk Secrets, which launched in 2018 and is now available on the Keys Productions website, Roku, am I pronouncing that right? Roku, and YouTube. T also wrote her first film, Love Happens, which is also on Amazon Prime Video. Both Love Happens and Church Folk Secrets won as Best Faith-Based Film, which was Love Happens, and the Best Web Series in the 2019 Church Stars Awards in Phoenix, Arizona. Church Folk Secrets cast and crew took home 11 awards, sweeping almost every category.
Yes.
T is a very talented, hardworking, and passionate young lady who is definitely on the rise. So welcome, T.
Welcome. Yes.
so much.
Awesome.
So tell us about your interest in writing about. I noticed that your novels surround church. So tell us about your interest in writing about church stories.
Well, with the church background, I mean, it started out really about just, and being inspired by kind of all these different voices I hear in my head. I don't want y'all to think I'm crazy, but most writers actually hear different people talking in different voices, and then we put them in a facet where they can be either on stage or in a book or on the silver screen. So that's kind of what pushed me to write about not necessarily my situations in church, but just overall hearing some different things, but then kind of taking a different direction and veering away from the church where it started out as comedy and then it took on a whole nother life outside of the church. So that's kind of where it pushed me to, and what inspired me to do it is to step out the box. Everybody talks about church, but don't know why they want to talk really about church. So, and some things you won't hear in church, I'm going to say it. I'm not afraid to say it, and a lot of people will hide behind that mask and they won't say the things that they think about or the things that they really understand that happen. So I said, I'm going to be different. So that's kind of what made me talk about church stories and different things in the environment about church. So.
Keeping it real.
Hey, real, recognize real.
And then to me, I think that takes a lot of courage because not too many, religion is a very sensitive topic on a lot of different levels. So just for you to actually be able to be a part of that body and that community and then to pull something from it, I think that's amazing.
Thank you.
I
Thank you,
applaud
man.
for that.
Yeah.
And I have to say that she does it in a very tasteful way.
Well, if she didn't, they would be talking about
Right.
It'll be another issue,
A
right?
whole nother issue.
But yeah, that's awesome. Winning all those awards and you guys going, where was it? You guys
Phoenix,
Yeah,
Arizona.
that-
Shout out to Church Stars and to all the cast and crew that won.
Yeah.
Shout out to Lynette.
Yes.
She's one of my award-winning actresses. Yes.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So where are you going to go from here?
Up.
Up.
There's nowhere else to go but up.
Amen.
Just being inspired. Like right now, it's kind of our hiatus. We just finished season 2. I'm very excited about finishing the season. So right now, I'm kind of in the lab. So I'm working and writing some new material, writing some different things. We're kind of taking a new direction. I don't want to tell you about it yet.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you about it in December. But we're taking a new direction that's going to really bring it to life, where it will come out of being under Church Folk Secrets to something different. So to have kind of its own identity, so that way people won't recognize it with being Greenleaf or Saints and Sinners and different things. Say, oh, it's just another church show on TV. This is not it's not your normal church.
Right.
I'm not your normal pastor. You kind of different. So, we a different type of pastor. Y'all better catch the season finale because Miss Nas turned it all the way up on our season finale. She went all the way in.
So the production production is taking place here in Philly? Or?
Well, we've shot in different places. So we are based in Philly, but we've been to Atlanta. We shot in Atlanta. We also shot in Puerto Rico. We were in Puerto Rico in April. And next year, they'll give you a little spoiler. We're going to shoot in Hawaii next year. So yeah, we're doing something. You want to do another? So, right? Waikiki, baby. So, so I don't mind traveling and shooting on different areas and location. I like to shoot on location, give it a different feel, so that way you don't have to get a lot of stock footage. That's like where you go on the internet and you pull in somebody else's work. But I'd rather shoot in London and Japan and go get my own, so that way you have your own
it's
identity.
Authenticated.
Yeah, so that way I want people to be going on YouTube and pulling my stuff and saying, I want to use her stuff, to use.
That's
So
the goal. That's the goal.
yeah, that's where we're trying to get to.
So what inspired you to write and direct?
What inspired me? Honestly, just having a love and creativity for writing. It started when I was younger. Just writing little stories, little diaries with my girlfriends, and having a little sleepover. See, kids don't sleep over no more. I don't know what they be doing. They be sleeping, but they don't be sleeping over. Right. So just doing the little diaries and writing little stories and stuff like that, and then just taking some different experiences and then trying to decide to do something differently, with it. So
and honing in on those writing skills.
Yep, and just going to school and then just trying to step out and be creative. I mean, I'm a musician too, so our brains work differently. We're just wired differently than most people that are coming. Yeah, so creative beings, we always gotta be, kind of encompassed with the creation. So that's kind of what inspired me, is just being inspired by, motivated by people like, Ava DuVernay and, and Oprah, and just seeing how they're grinding and how they're doing all the things that they're doing, and saying, hey, I can be just like them, but I can be them in a different way. I can be me. So that's kind of what inspires me to be. I'm gonna be me all day. I'm gonna be real all day. So that's what inspires me.
So tell us about your upcoming project.
So the upcoming project that I'm actually gonna be filming next week, we're actually going to be working on a domestic violence documentary called She Wins. Shout out to the producer, which is Tamika Hall. I'm the writer and director. So we're working on that to kind of bring awareness to and victory for some of our women that have been abused in relationships, that are stepping outside of that closet and want to tell their story. And some of these stories are like, just to hear what some of these women went through is like crazy. But not just to inspire women, but to inspire men. Like, men go through a lot too. And a lot of times, oftentimes, we as women kind of focus on Me Too, Me Too, Me Too movement. And we don't realize that men are going through Me Too's too. So we want to inspire all people to be able to know that you don't have to be in the situation that you're in, but there is hope for you, to be able to get out of that. So I'm working on that next week. And then we're also going to shoot Love Happens Again in March. So, Lynette will be back on the silver screen with us, doing some amazing stuff. So I'm looking forward to shooting that on location, and working on, I have an action feature film that I wrote a while ago, but I'm looking to shoot it, and, get on some dirt bikes and get some action and, punching and all that stuff. So, it's going to be lit. So, if I'm looking for some people that, don't mind doing some stunts, you don't mind jumping off a building, flying into some fire, let me know. You don't mind getting burnt.
I am. I'm getting ready to go in the cage with a great white shark.
Oh, okay. Well, then, you don't mind getting a little fire on you, burn your arm up a little bit.
So how do you do the casting? How do I cast the part of the film? How do you cast it? Do you do it here or do you do it online?
Oh, I do it everywhere. So the question was asked, how do I cast? So, basically I take referrals from different actors. We have like a pool. Shout out to Philly. Philly has some of the most dopest actors in this country. Like, we are so underrated in this city. Like, I don't understand. Everybody wants to go to LA and get actors in New York, but they're right here in Philly.
But it's.
Go ahead. What you got to say?
Come on, Francie.
Because she act too.
It's real recognized room.
Yeah, okay. And you act too, so go ahead and let them know.
It's too much backbiting in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
But that's everywhere you go.
But no, it's not. Unfortunately, it's not. Here, for some reason, is people don't seem to. It's so much talent here, and it's like we would be strong in numbers if we came together and did
a real dope project. Everybody's doing excellent work. I mean, I know a lot of people who are doing excellent work, but everybody is so separate. Right. And I think that, you know, people need to know that at the end of the day, we're all not going to get to the top. We're all trying to get to the top, but we're not. But why not? Don't try to keep everybody down. Help somebody. If you see somebody else doing something really, or have something can enhance yours.
Pick them up.
Yes,
Acknowledge them. Bring them along.
And yes, exactly. Because they don't realize, though, if you helping them get to the top, somebody has to get there to pull you
Right.
up. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody needs help.
And everybody needs help. And you know, and it's so many people, you know, got to certain levels because in either who they know but people are so closed mouth. You can call me if I know something or know somebody, you know, rather that's up here or down here that can help you. I don't need to be the middleman. Here's the number.
Right. Oh, absolutely. I agree.
I'll make the connection. I'll make the connection like that way. I'll make the connection that way.
And then it's up to you because you have to make that connection and you have to sell yourself. After that, I'm done. But it's always what I get for it.
See, I don't work like that. I don't work like that. Lynette can tell you and Naj can tell you, I don't work like that. I'm one of those type of directors and producers, like, I don't mind saying, hey, bro, do you have somebody you can slide me over? I got somebody. Me and Naj do it all the time. She's a director too. She gives me an actor, I slide her an actor. And you know, and that's how you work with the community, and we all come together and pull together. Like, that is the crab in the barrel mentality. Everybody has that crab in the barrel mentality. I dealt with that a lot in the music industry that kind of veered me over into film because they get so shady and everybody's, you know, it's like you know, everybody's got a little church on the corner and you know, everybody's got Mount Ebo and this church got a church going. I'm like, Lord, there's all these churches on the corner. Why can't we just make one big mega ministry and just do it together? But everybody doesn't want to do it because they feel like they're going to lose their identity and they're going to lose their individuality. But we are enhancing each other's individuality.
Right.
So
but see, we're so I hear this thing about the church, but the church on the corner because, you know, that's the neighborhood and people can't get to certain locations because that mega church might be all the way across town. So you gotta have those little things. But we are traveling. This industry here, you all over the place. You talking about going to Hawaii, you did Puerto Rico, you know, you're traveling. So with that being said, you should be able, even those connections in other locations, you know, everybody should come together and just try to help people move to the next.
yeah, we got to.
Yeah.
Everybody's not gonna meet Tyler Perry.
They not.
Everybody's not gonna meet, you know, like, you know, some of the Ron Howard and all those people are not going to meet these people, but we can be these people here. We just got to learn how to do it together. Yeah. We're stronger together than we are divided.
Absolutely.
And
you know,
one thing I want to say, because you brought them up, people don't pay attention to credits. So if you look at Black Panther, for instance, or anything that Tyler Perry does, it's not just the Tyler Perry studio, or it wasn't just Marvel, you know, production. They have other production teams and things that they work with. So losing your identity is a selfish concept that these people have, because if we all have a hub and we're working under the hub together, it'd be executive producer, you know, Najee Productions, the Keys Productions, this production, that production all of these production companies working together for the greater good. Like, that's the thing that it's sad, because again, working in this industry for the last 5-6 years, you know, coming across so many people, like, I know so many people, but I can't get everybody to work together. But we're all, in a sense, working together because I act, I write, I direct. So I can do my own projects, but then I'm working on T's projects at the same time. So it's like we're still working together, but people don't, like she said, the crabs in the barrel mentality. People are not understanding that Hollywood is how it is because these Jewish people came together and said, we're going to make this work and take it to the next level. And stayed together and made bigger houses outside of that. But we all want to do things individually and holding ourselves down because you don't know everything. You don't know everyone. You ain't got that much money. So, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, why can't we put everything in a pot together?
Right. Take your no budget and my no budget, and we got some budget. That's how we know it. I'm like, come on, man.
We can cook.
We're going to do this together. I'm like, yo, can you slide me a couple of tracks I can use on my soundtrack for church, for our, stuff? Come on.
I think it breaks down to like somebody wants to be that one breakout. Like, did it look at me? I'm the one.
Will Smith
like
did
that.
it next.
And then shine. But then shine because now you gotta think about it. Like you said, like just to remember back on what you said. You said there's a lot of talented actors here in the city that we know that's been accredited and acclaimed for. But a lot of times we don't do that. In Syracuse, we're going through the same thing. It's a stock of talent out there, and the film industry is thriving, the music industry is thriving, but they're so segregated. Nobody wants to help out their fellow person. I think that goes back to just the humane thing to do. We lost, moralistically, we lost that.
Right.
Long time ago.
You see a person down, you want to keep them down instead of lifting them up.
Right.
Yep.
Whatever happens to being that shoulder that I can lean on when I'm going through something.
Right.
That's right. It's just not there anymore, and I think that's sad.
Can I borrow $10?
My Cash App is
Yo, my Cash App is the Keys Productions. Yo, if you were listening, yo,
$sign Naj 510.
I'm trying to get some
It works.
budget.
I take donations.
For my
Thanks.
next
Appreciate it.
productions.
Hello.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
you also want to do something phenomenal in Philadelphia.
Yes.
Please tell us about that.
I need you to come back and perform for me,
Tell
man.
people how they can follow you.
Oh, absolutely. So, from traveling to Arizona and seeing what they're doing out there, they're doing some amazing work out there. But I'm like, we need something here on the East Coast where people will come together, collab together. So I came up with this concept. It's called the 2020 Show because we're going into 2020 in 6-8 weeks. Man, this year went kind of fast. So we're going into the 2020 Show, and the 2020 Show is called the Higher Ground Award. So I want to be a blessing to all these entrepreneurs out here, actors, directors, entertainers of the year, makeup artists. We have such a pool of people that are not getting recognized, or you got to travel all the way across the West Coast to get recognized into the dirty South. I want to do it right here in Philly. So if you are an entrepreneur, an entertainer, a makeup artist, got a play or anything like that, I want you to go to my website, and it's going to take you to the Higher Ground Award. So go to imttanelharris.com, and that will actually take you to the hub that will allow you to be able to submit your project, to submit your work, submit someone. If you don't have anything but you know someone and you want to submit them, go on there, you click on projects on my website, and it will take you directly to the actual event page for the 2020 awards. Registration is open now. It's only $25. Most people are like getting this in the head for like $125 to submit. For films, they rob you for films in the film industry, in the film festival. So I'm like, I want to keep the cost low. I'm like, you can borrow $25 from somebody, so that way, and the submissions will end.
I was 25 and 10
So,
is 35.
so spell
I
it
got
out.
10 left.
Spell it out for the people.
Oh, sure.
The site you can go to is
The site, my website is called IAMTEETUNNELLHERRIS.com. IMTTanelharris.com.
ARRIS.
Yes, HARRIS. So,
Nice.
or you can catch me on the ground. You can catch me on the ground.
I'm gonna
Instagram.
get all that information. Card, number, website, everything.
Thank you, and we applaud your efforts.
Yes, absolutely.
Great thing. She's decent.
Thank you very much.
How can they follow you?
Follow me on the gram. Follow me. I am T Harris 14 on Instagram, or you can find me on Facebook. T Tanel Harris on Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter. I am T Tanel Harris. I am T Harris on Twitter. Same thing. I try to keep it real basic for everybody. TEE T Harris.
Yes, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And y'all can call me too. I do a little bit of something.
She do.
Just a little
Just
bit.
to let you know.
We looking for
She make
I'm
appearances.
not Academy Award.
She do
nonsense,
some
but
stuff.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen.
I seen it.
You guys, but I'm so used to taking charge though. That's my issue. So you guys like franchise, sit down.
Charge. Yeah.
Taking charge.
She don't like to wait to sit.
Yeah.
You know how people rush to sit. Rush to sit. She be like, I'm here. Why am I still sitting? I'm ready to work. You said I had to be here at this time.
Oh, I like people like that.
I worked with her before.
I don't like people. I like people. We need to start on time. Don't our church start on time? For the most part, our church start on time. We feed you too. We feed you in the church.
And I like to eat.
You got it now.
We cook.
It wouldn't be church.
I make no.
Can I get an amen?
I'm making some sweet potato cheesecakes next week for my people.
Yeah.
I think I'll be coming back to Philly.
Yes, go. We're gonna go right in. You know, this is a real recognized, real talk radio show. We don't have no intermission and all the other stuff. We just get right to it. It's only an hour show, and we got too many fabulous guests got something to say. To the end, because we're gonna have him perform perform at the end.
So next up we have Naj Dance.
Yes.
Naj is a dancer, a writer, a producer, and founder of Naj Dance Productions. She honed her craft under the direction of the late Dr. Sherelle Berryman Johnson of the Dance Major program, which gave her the desire to take her artistry to another level. Naj began dancing at the age of 3, and at the age of 14, she began intensive dance training under the tutelage of Faye Snow and the late Clyde Michael Hayes at Franklin Learning Center. In 2013, Naj began acting and played a she-devil in a gospel play called This Too Shall Pass. Most recently, she completed her first feature film, Just Us, and is the producer for the film I Don't Need an Angel. She is also an actress in the web series Church Folk Secrets as well. Currently, she is writing her own upcoming project, so stay tuned. Naj's motto is never say can't, because once you say can't, you will never have faith. Welcome. Naj.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. It's so weird to hear people talk about me. And I wrote that. That's the weird thing.
That's what I'm doubling on my. Y'all know I ain't retarded. I can read.
But one thing we left out
What?
is that I went to the real HU, Howard University. You know,
Howard
throw that out there.
University.
The bison is in the house. Yes, ma'am. Okay.
Yes.
It's all right.
HU?
Hey, you know. That's what y'all know. Okay.
So, what inspired you to shift from dancing to acting?
I was pushed into acting. I went to an audition, This Too Shall Pass, again, and I went to dance. I went to an audition to dance. She liked my personality and wanted me to improv. When I read the script or the side for the audition, I bombed it. It was terrible. It was garbage. So then we did improv, and it was like, oh, okay, you could do a little something, you know, we'll see what you could do. So I had the role of Lucy. And then while I was in that play, somehow or another, I got connected to this lovely lady down here at the end to audition. Well, actually, just come on in. I came on in as Vicky, and the things that church people won't say. And I actually enjoyed it. I actually danced in that play, too. So that was kind of like a combination for me. I got to dance and act. And then I explored acting and started taking classes. So it was just something I kind of fell into, like I was literally pushed into doing, and then I fell in love with it. Writing was a therapeutic process for me. I started writing when I was in the process of a separation of an experiment, and later ended with the expiration date. So most of y'all call it a marriage and divorce and things.
No, I was.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I apologize. It was, right, it was an experiment. You know, that had an expiration date. Yeah, you know, so it was a therapeutic process during that time frame. And it started off as a short. And everybody was like, oh, you got to do a part 2. So when I wrote the part 2, it turned into had a part 3. So I ended up fusing it all together and came up with Just Us, the feature film. You can find it on YouTube. Just type in Just Us. It'll pop up. It was released in February on YouTube. It's for a mature audience. I will say that. So don't watch it if you know.
Under 18.
I said, well, under 21 in my eyes, but you know, this day and age. But even when I say that, to say, like, if you're not interested in seeing skin, don't watch my film. That's what I say.
Okay, gotcha.
Right.
Gotcha.
So speaking of skin,
Skin.
in the last episode of the Church Folks,
She showed some skins.
Oh, she showed a lot of skin. Skin.
So she light skinned.
Yeah, the next movie you see me, it's gonna be some skin in there too, but we'll get to that.
Okay.
So I already was going to ask what inspired you to write Just Us, but you already shared that.
Yeah, it was based on a real life situation for the most part.
Wow.
And, so,
AKA
and that's usually
things I'm
where,
doing
even
next.
with music, that's where you get your inspiration from. You know, a lot of people, and those stories, it's not always just your story.
Right.
It's
People
others.
believe,
Other
yeah,
people's stories,
you
yeah.
know, and there's a lot of healing from those stories for other people. You know, with the plays that I've done, you know, there's a lot of healing in those plays that people have told me that, you know, they didn't realize it was there. You know, those feelings or anything like that. You know, and even with music, you
Yeah.
know, you going through situations in your
Yep.
life and how music can just heal you, you know, and it's amazing. And I think it's very creative, and you know, and it's mind blowing because it's like when you see, you know, your films, your series, your music,
You
you
guys
be like,
got me
these are some
pumped over here,
talented
man, for
people,
real, man.
you know.
Why didn't I come to Philly sooner? Nobody didn't tell me all this was going on.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
definitely.
It's a lot going on.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, I've been to Syracuse though. They got good stuff there too.
Yeah, it's just crazy up there, but
Yeah,
We're
I
coming.
mean, it's
trying to get it right.
it's some phenomenal producers, directors, writers, actors. We have even Floyd. Soon it'll be Marshall will be the Philadelphia Film Festival that he started here. You know, so you get to meet a lot of people. And here on the Real Recognized Real Show, I must say we have connected so many people with acting or music. You know, because nowadays it's really hard to have, you know, to have like the mainstream music on your film, because if you want to put it in festivals or you want to
Right.
get it out
You
there,
have to take it out.
you have to take it out,
Yeah.
Right.
you know. So there's so much talent far as music to get your music in these films.
Yep.
You know
Be
what I'm
independent,
saying?
independent.
They'll give you the theme,
Original tracks.
original,
Yep.
yes,
Music.
you know.
We give
and
credits.
you got
Sure
to-
do. Sure will.
And it's and
You
you
make a
get
music
yourself
video
yeah.
like they did with the old school,
Exactly.
with the soundtrack, with the music video and the movie and stuff. We could do that too.
Yeah,
Yeah, you do it.
absolutely.
Definitely, I do it.
So you recently had a photo event. Can you tell us a little bit about it? It was where
Oh, the headshot resume. I'm sounding like I did.
I was like, wrong person. Like, our face was like,
No, so okay. So one of the goals with Naj Dance Productions is to assist those who are starting their career as an actor or actress. I know that for me, the package wasn't explained. And one of the things was headshots. You need headshots. Headshots cost like $500. So resume, you need a resume. Nobody told you how to write it. So you're formatting it like a business resume, and that's not what they're looking for. So having this information and having the ability to share it, we had a headshot and resume workshop, which also was an audition for a commercial that the 12-3 Productions that I'm partnering with was having. So we had it in Center City, had a couple people come out. It was a nice turnout for our first time. We're going to do it again sometime next year, looking like March, April-ish. But we had 2 photographers take professional headshots. I gave feedback based on the resume format, provided a template that they could use. Yeah, I emailed it to everyone who brought in their resume that wanted the feedback, because it's like, why hold on to this information?
right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I have had the privilege and the blessing to work with a lot of talented people who've also instilled in me for free.
Right.
Right.
So it's
Exactly.
like, why not? You know, even though we charged for them, it was more so for the headshots, but not necessarily the resume.
Right.
And it was only, $100. So you got 2 to 3 looks, which again, that's one look, maybe. 2 to 3 looks, 2 backgrounds by 2 different photographers, and the resume information plus audition.
Nice.
And some
Yeah,
food
right.
and drinks we had.
Yeah.
So
Gotta
that's why
have
I
the
asked
drinky
because I was
drinks.
wondering if you were going to do it again. So
We
you
will be
did
doing it
say
again.
you're gonna do it
I'll make sure to send you the information.
Okay. All right. So what projects are you currently working on? What can we look forward to in the future? And how can people follow you?
I'm in the process of producing a few films, short films. I'm writing a feature. We'll just say it's called S for L. It'll be another movie that entails an mature audience.
She
Preferably 21 and over.
Rated X or
Yes.
rated R.
Skins.
Mature.
That's
That
the name of it.
TVMA.
No, but see, here's the angle with this one though is a little different because I am exploring polygamy in that relationship. So, but there is some skins.
Some skins. That's what you should call it.
It's some skins. Slam on the skins. But no, because I feel like, that community is tainted. Because a lot of people look at it as, oh, he just trying to sleep with this one, that one, and the third. But if we want to be biblically correct, the Old Testament, it was a whole bunch of polygamy going on. So we have a lot of Old Testament men in 2019. And if you could cut out the cheating, you could cut out the cheating if you opened your mind up to having more than one wife in the situation. Because a man would be doing this in front of you, you'd be a part of it, and we'd all be comfortable living. Don't cut it. Don't cut it. Don't cut it. Don't cut it. Because no, but really, I mean, it's not for everyone.
Right.
The lifestyle is not for everyone, or what you call a love style is not for everyone.
Right.
However, know your mate. If you know your mate has an issue with being monogamous, maybe you want to explore the opportunity of being a polygamist.
Or leave.
If it's not for you. But he may find someone that will be willing to accept his lifestyle. But it's not necessarily just about that aspect of it. It's more so about the sisterhood and the wives and their relationship with one another.
Yeah, I mean, and it's a lot of people, right? It's a lot of couples that practice that. Yeah, they swing.
Open relationships.
Yes, they have open relationships, and if it works for you, then so be it. You know what I'm saying? And if it doesn't, I mean, some don't want to share,
and that's
rather, but and it can't be one-sided, you know what I'm saying, where, you're satisfying him, you're allowing him to have all these wives, but what about me? I can't have a couple
lot of
husbands.
But
Exactly.
that's the thing. There
Let's
are some
go.
men who are open to that.
Right.
There are other men who are like, nah, I'm gonna be the only one, and that's when you have to have a closed triad, because it's like, okay, well, bro, I'm gonna say you can have one other one. You can have one other wife, but you can have two or three, and you telling me I can't have another one. So it's the dynamic of your what works for you.
Right.
Well, I got something to say about that though. I think you should know what you're walking into before you walk into it.
Absolutely.
So, but that's the problem with us as a people. We are real closed mouth about what our love language and what our love looks like. So then you walk in with this concept of, oh, he's giving me the business. When we first started dating, you give me flowers, you buy my favorite turtles, you giving me hot chips and Dr. Pepper.
You run that bathwater just the way I like it.
I'm just saying, I'm just put it out there for those that like to buy treats.
Yes, I love
I like
turtles.
Dr. Pepper. I like turtles.
Do you hear this?
So so you start out with this, and my mother and my father, may he rest in peace, always told us, if you start out one way, you got to stay consistently that way. So
Consistency is key. I
if
would
you
agree
saying
100%.
I don't want to be with nobody else but you, then you can't flip the script 3 years later and say I think I want to be your 2 or 3 people. You got to say from the beginning, like, look, I like chicks. I like dudes. I like dudes and chicks together. I like dudes and chicks and chicks, and I like everybody together. Everybody.
Let's have a community.
Yeah.
Excited about it.
Once you put it out there
you
like
give
that, no secrets, no surprises.
Exactly.
Put it out there.
Exactly.
And you give the other person the opportunity
To
to say
choose.
yes.
Yep.
So don't take the opportunity away from the person to say yes or no. I can deal with this or I can't. I think that's where we go wrong, because we want our cake and eat it too. So we don't want to tell you how it really is, because we don't want to lose you at the expense of our own.
But you're gonna lose them
selfishness.
anyway.
But
You're gonna
exactly.
lose them, and you're gonna hurt them in the process.
right.
And
And you
be
could get
real
yourself
from-
stabbed.
Exactly.
But you have to know, you have to know yourself. You have to know, like you said, know your own love language, know your own love style, and you have to be, like you said, be real from the gate.
Exactly.
So if you telling me I need 2 to 3 women, and you say, okay, but because I have these 2 to 3 women, you can have another dude, I'm not gonna be like, no, I don't think that we should do that. I'm like, oh, okay, you got your 2 to 3, and I'm gonna go find me another one. Cause I'm telling you, when you don't have time for me, he will.
Right.
Like it's
Well, do you think that, and we gotta, of course, wrap this up.
Right, I'm sorry.
But because we gotta get to Al.
another show for this.
Al. But yeah,
Whole
there's another
nother
time.
show.
There's a whole nother show. But do you
Make sure
think
you
that
tell them how they can follow you.
right?
I will.
Do you think that it's does they want the 2 or 3 after they get bored with the one, then they decided they want other one? Because my thing is that's the issue, and I'm sure we have all been in a situation where we were so head over in love, even as young people, love with somebody. And then you kind of fall out of that. It's that, they used to, when your first boyfriend used to touch you, you felt those goosebumps. And then it changes, That's because
Life changes.
right,
Yes.
life changes,
People change.
but you can change with that. You have to know how to keep that spice going. Stay out of your everyday environment. Travel. You have to become best friends. But me and my husband do a show on Facebook Live called Just Like That I need to bring back. We have 12 episodes on there that we talk about relationships and how to stay in love or how to find love. So that's, like I said, that's a topic we can go the whole hour. So we need you to tell everybody where they can find you.
Okay.
And then
Okay, so you can find me on the gram. I am NAJ510, or you can follow my company's page, which is NAJDANZ Productions.
okay.
That's
That's
it.
it.
Nas Productions.
All right. Thank you so much.
I don't use Twitter. I'm on there, but I don't use it, so I
Yeah, I
don't
don't
really know.
Is that the
Right.
only account that you have?
Thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much.
Nas.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
And good luck to all your
Thank
all your
you.
endeavors, your features.
Can I just close off with
can't
honesty
wait
is the
to
best
see-
policy? That's it.
Yes.
Yes,
I can't wait
absolutely.
to see this polygamy.
Yes,
Very
Come to a theater
interesting.
you. And I'm in it.
So yes. So our next
I'm
guest is
sure am.
Al Papers.
Yes, Al.
AKA Paperboy. So he is a hip hop artist, an author, a consultant, an actor, a fashion designer who resides in the Bronx, East Tremont section of New York. He is a Belizean American who is also a promotional manager of the People's Champ. As a recording artist, he has 11 top 5 mixtapes and 1 top 40 record, and was also the second place award winner in the 2019 Phillies Nonstop Entertainment All-Star Competition event.
Yes.
So Al Papers also has a consulting company called Loud Music Marketing and an apparel brand, Paper Ambitions NYC, which is also includes 315, 31WON, the number 5. He is also an author of an autobiography called The Paper Route, and his songs Gotta Get It and Right Now were soundtrack audios and feature films. Al is very serious about his passion for music and entrepreneurship and is sure to be the next mogul out of New York, so stay tuned.
Hey.
Welcome, Al Papers. Thank
Welcome.
you.
Thank you for having me. First and foremost, thank you guys for having me. More importantly, like the energy in here is like through the roof. You know what I mean? So I'm just inspired by the things that I heard and the people I've connected with. Got your Instagram. I'm definitely gonna be staying in contact, and just making this ride down here was a big step for me. I was here in July. We came back. My brother called in. My brother Ace Porter. He's working on the project now. Ace is on deck. Just to have the opportunity, and I was embraced by the Philly musical community here. That was awesome. Because we was up against a lot of Philly artists, so not knowing how the direction of that would have went, we got support from it. We came down here with Joe Santana of Nonstop Entertainment. Santana's like a father to me. I've known him for like 11 years. That's how I got into the promotional side of the music industry, being behind the scenes. Actually, that July showcase was the first time I actually physically done a performance for him. Wow. Because I've been behind the scenes, as far as marketing, strategically setting things up, like getting in contact with people and artists. So doing a lot of legwork for him, and then actually coming down to Philly to be a part of the showcase that I didn't even know about. He was like, Al, you're going in. Huh? When?
Always be ready.
Yeah.
Stay ready.
So yeah, because I was working that night. You were there that night, and that's how I had the opportunity to meet with you, and I think that was great to follow up and now come and do the interview now on Real Talk Radio and then Philly Hot Radio. I think for me, I just took a big loss recently. I lost my mother about a month ago. Yeah. So the project I'm working on now, the paper route, is about my mom coming from Belize, Central America, which is Central America is a small, located next to Mexico, South Salvador, El Salvador. The project musically is going to be called 81 because that's when she passed, 81. May she rest in peace and rise in glory always. And then the paper route is just our humble beginning coming here to America. So my mom's idea was she's going to come here, bring my siblings and myself and the rest of the family over here to start a life anew. But no, in actuality, it wasn't the American dream that they painted on television and social media. It was far from it. It was more like a nightmare. But through her perseverance, her willingness, her sacrifices she made for us, she made a way for us. So I always say, you made a way in every way. And that's why I give honor and praise to my mom in the book. So the book is really an autobiography about my mom's life and through her struggles and everything like that. So that's what the book is about. And now that I've met these great film producers, now I want to see if I could bring that into fruition and see if we can physically make that happen. So
Absolutely.
We can do it.
We can put
Absolutely.
that together, sure.
So you seem like a driven young man. So tell us about what inspired you to pursue a music career.
okay, well I got a unique story. So I grew up in the Bronx, the east section of the Bronx, Tremont and Morris Avenue, 179th Street. The building is 1993. The apparel brand is 1993, 315. Now, these numbers are significant for a lot of different reasons because we live in a society where everything is about number keeping. Who got the latest score, who won the game, who's winning, who's losing. Everything is statistics. Upstairs from me, one of the pioneers of hip-hop, Grandmaster Flash Melly Mel, Melvin Glover, lived upstairs from me. He spent a lot of his time. He actually wrote White Lines right upstairs from where I lived. I lived on the second floor. He lived on the third floor. So that's when I was first introduced to music. You know, so at an early age, I seen these things and I was just fashioned by it. I said, I was just like, you know, that's what I wanted to do. But then, as life would have it, things happen. I got deterred. Single mother, always at work. The streets are the other element of it. And then that played a factor too. And then, you know, made some not so good decisions, I would like to say. You know, that kind of changed how we lived life at that, at life at that moment. And my mother still stuck through the whole situation with me. I got 12 brothers and 6 sisters, so I come from a big family. So we talk about trying to fit in. You had to have a clique. Like the older siblings had their clique when my mom and my dad was together. Then the middle ones had the younger siblings. Like we didn't have that. We just had mom. So mom was our hero. Mom was dad. Mom was everything. So a lot of that, like a lot of my music is personal, and it kind of reflects on those things. So a lot of people sometimes they don't really identify with it. Be like, wow, it's kind of personal. But that's how my music is. Music actually saved my life. Like when I heard about music being therapeutic, I could definitely identify with that. Yeah, so, you know, it releases me from a lot of different things that I was actually going through. And this is the first time I'm actually speaking about it. So July, I was here, lost my mother in August, and then it came back into like a whole nother whirlwind of adversity and trials. So I got to thank God first and foremost for everything.
Always.
So
Amen to
it's
that.
by His grace and His mercy that I'm still here and able to still continue to be strong and courage and be faithful to say, you know what, I'm going to do this, but I have to do it with this understanding that the angel that went up is looking down and she's blessing me now.
Yes,
So
she is.
and now
That's
blessing me with having this opportunity to be around these great minds and these great beings right now. So I want to thank you guys again. If I can't thank you guys enough for that.
Oh yeah,
Thank
no doubt.
you.
Yes,
Thank
thank
you.
you. Your energy. You know,
Exactly.
you
You
talk
got
about the
energy.
energy, with us, but your energy and just to hear you talk, you like, I'm just so driven. Like I'm like, oh, what is he getting ready to say next? You know, I mean, no, it's very interesting. You have. It just seems like you have a lot. You know,
To offer the world.
I have a lot on my
World.
plate, and then it's like I was just having this conversation with a coworker. I was like, where you want to be and where you're at now is two different places.
That's
right.
You know, like you said, I don't got a budget. I don't got a budget. No budget. We have some budget.
Right.
I like that idea. I like that thinking because that's community. So when we speak about community,
Yes.
it's bringing everybody in together.
Absolutely.
What I can't physically do, if you got this information, you could pass it on to me. You just made that process that much easier for me to get to the next step.
Absolutely.
And guess what? Where I get to where I'm going, you're not going to get left behind because family means nobody gets left behind.
Exactly.
Right.
That's what my
Exactly.
mom instilled in us. Family
Right.
means nobody gets left behind.
And
no
family
matter how.
doesn't have to be blood.
Right.
Hello.
Exactly.
Say that too.
Right.
Exactly.
You know, so it was those type of situations now that when I look back now, that's what I want to actually do with the consulting company. So like when we had these nonstop entertainment venues, you see a lot of artists struggling to really find an identity. Maybe their lack of not knowing how to use social media, not knowing how to physically send an email blast out. It's just to kind of help them along the way. What's the consultation is, or how do you market? How do you promote? Do you think I have what it takes? It's not up to me. You have to have that in you to say, you know what, that's something I want to do. Right. But we have tools and we have a team that assists them in that area.
Right.
Like we do web designs, we do graphics. The guy that does my graphics, he actually did work for Lil Wayne in French Montana's Mac and Cheese 3. So we're connected to certain people that do the animation, the graphics and stuff like that. And so I've been blessed to have met those people through social media, through the marketing. That's why I know it's effective. So this information I kind of pass on to let them know that not everybody who's coming down your timeline is about drama. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's how you use your social media.
Right.
So social media could be a positive and at the same time too, but if you consume too much of it, it takes away from your time.
Absolutely.
So now Facebook can be entertaining, it could be resourceful, it could be drama filled, it could be whatever you want to do.
Whatever you make.
And it could be a cause too for a lot of relationships that are on the rocks right now too. So
No,
I know that's
absolutely.
right.
You know, so-
Absolutely. I mean, people.
Now they got Facebook dating.
yeah, they got a Facebook,
Yeah.
Oh, no,
they got
good.
It's people look at it and they get upset of what other people are doing. Everybody needs to just stay in their lane and just focus on themselves and praise everybody. Like, why does it have to be any negative? It's supposed to be just for family to see. If you don't get to see them often, to see the kids growing up and what the family is doing. And, if someone passes away, just can stay connected. And then for networking,
That's what I use it for.
Yeah,
That's what I use it for,
exactly.
too, networking,
to network with like-minded people, and that's all it should be for. But you always going to have. That's just the world we live in. You're always going to have that negativity in there. But as long as you stay away from that and you stay within your circle, you're good. That's all.
I agree with you with that.
So Loud Music Marketing and your apparel line, how can people find out more information about those two?
Okay, so Paper Ambitions NYC, it's about ambitious people making their dreams come true. I make one-of-one pieces. So if I make you a jacket, anything, customized, graphics, anything, if you could find that jacket online, any retail store, I'll give you your money back and you can have the product. So you'll be the only person with it. I stand by that.
Right.
Because everybody don't want to look like the
Unique.
next person,
Right.
So I want to keep that uniqueness in my brand, and that's why it's really taken me some time to build the things that I really want to build on. So we're in the process of building a website, but I only want to have a few unique pieces. It's not accessible to everyone.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So like, say for instance, like we're in this room right now, this is my circle right here. So like, if you got a film coming up, I want to do something for you. You got something, you know what I mean? So that's like,
Right, product placement, exactly.
And branding.
and that's how I kind of
you can't
branded
have
it
it
across marketing. That's how.
They ain't got skin, but you can have it hide. You ain't got that much skin to hide.
I write just got skin.
Right.
When I produce other projects, and we can model a little bit, brand ambassador and things of that nature.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But see, the funny thing about it is, because y'all mentioned social media, my social media is like PG. Like, you won't see barely anything.
Right.
That's because
Skin
mom and
wise,
them watching. Mom and them is on.
Grandma, I'm on there.
Yeah.
My daughter, I got a child, I'm representing all of that. So,
Exactly.
social media wise, and she can't work from home. But, I write a little different. And I
Right.
present myself.
And that's fine. That's
Right.
fine.
That's good. That's great.
So how can people find out about them? Where can
Okay,
you have
so
a website?
So
Or just follow you
or just
on your
follow you?
Instagram.
Right.
some pieces I did post. We had them featured in a fashion show not too long ago through Joe Santana. We had a Rip the Runway season 1. We wound up putting some pieces in there. Delaris, she was supposed to be like the road manager. She's from New Jersey. I had an opportunity meeting with her at Quad Studio. She wound up having a.
So I think we have a caller. I don't know if we got to that question, but that's
No,
probably the
it's
same person. Hello. You're on the Real Recognize Real. Okay, all right. You just wanted to know if we was real. We're live. I keep telling y'all we are live. So So tell us a little bit about what you're currently working on. You're going to perform. We a little over time, so stay with us, y'all.
Yeah, stay with us.
Still Up,
With us
Still Up is what
performing.
I'm going to perform. This is one of my most recent pieces. Still Up is one of the most recent pieces after the recent event of losing my mom and stuff like that. So this is my first time really getting back. This piece is very emotional because I'm connecting a lot of people that I lost along this journey. And it hasn't been an easy one. So I put my project on hold for that reason. I think it's a myth about perfection. Like, we strive so much to be like out there where people could receive us a certain way. But you know what? I just want to be the best me every day.
That's right.
I don't want to be nobody but the best me. Accept me how I am. Help me if you can help me. I need help. Talk to me. Communicate with me. Let me know what it is that I need to be doing, or you could assist me with to help me get to that other place.
Right.
Because everybody needs somebody along this journey of life.
Absolutely.
Right.
We might not always go the same way, but guess what? We all ultimately
gonna go that
strive
way.
for the same thing.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely. Okay,
Good.
awesome. So are we ready to perform?
You ready to
Yeah,
perform?
all right,
How
so
can
what
people
does that
follow
do?
you?
Oh, you can follow me on Instagram at apapers, APAPERS, and on Facebook, Outpapers, ALPE, papers as the.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So y'all get
All
ready
right,
to
y'all,
listen
to Our
Our
Papers.
Papers on the Real Recognized Real Talk Radio Show. So let's bring the mic. Yeah.
Where do I need to go? I'm trying to get hit.
You
Oh,
wanna
he
get over
moving.
here?
Okay, I wasn't trying to get hit.
Get the mic, bring the mic over.
This is the one that doesn't.
Correct.
Sometimes I can slide over.
You know the technical things.
I just didn't want to get hit.
My mom told me this a long time ago. There's three types of people. Some people who put you in difficult times. Some people who help you in difficult times. And some people who leave you in difficult times. This is just facts. People will quit on you. And sometimes it's the ones you did the most for. But you can't let those that quit on you make you want to quit on yourself.
You know where we get it at? 179 a strip. I wish my big brother back. Rewind back, set time back. I give it all up just to have my little cousin back. Arrigo overlooking candles lit. What up, Brooklyn? Hoping to see you there. Please don't shed a tear. Triple shots, my Henny. Take away this pain. Man, this broken heart, things ain't been the same. Is this the end of my beginning? Standing on the same block where it could have ended. You know where I'm coming from, the top is where I'm destined. Haters praying on my downfall. They hate to see me winning. I ain't tripping. Young as ice killing me. Oh, you're not feeling me? Fine. Hate it or love it. Pay me no mind. Cause I be on my grind. I got money on my mind. My head's down, but I'm still up every time they knock me down. Somehow I seem to pull up. Now watch when I pull up. You don't want no smoke, and all that hate ain't gonna leave you broke. Sometimes you gotta go through it to get through it. And the only way you're gonna do that is by staying on. Staying true to your values, to your people. Know what you wanna do and be inspired to be the best you every day, all day. Ghettos a goal, will I see a thug mansion? A moment of silence, money is the root of violence. Street dreaming down memory lane. Daddy, little girl out here twerking the thing. For the hustlers and the G's, youngins mobbing through the P's. Little girls turn to wolves, little boys turn to thieves. If heaven was a block away, I hope and pray that my mama see some brighter days. I will hug her and tell her things will be okay. Dry her eyes, then take all her pain away. Oh, what a day, good girl gone bad was a story never told. She never knew her dad in the world so cold. Is this the end of my beginning? Standing on the same block where it could have ended. You know where I'm coming from, the top is where I'm destined. Haters praying on my downfall. They hate to see me winning. I ain't tripping. Paper.
He's staying up, y'all. He's staying up.
Yes. Paper. All right. I think you got a caller. Hi, you're on with the Real Recognize Real Talk radio show. Who are we speaking with?
Hey, it's your boy, hey, Porter again, man. We want to try to thank you for it, man. Nice work.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was hot.
Awesome.
That was proud. Let me make the mom proud. She looking down at you, man.
Thank you, bro.
Yes.
Hey, bro, we know we got work, man.
I know. We gonna cook it when I get back. You know.
I love you, bro.
I love you more, bro.
Oh, that's so nice. Yes, thank you. Yeah,
Paper.
thank you so much for
calling.
They was calling. We was banging on them. Not now. You know, yeah.
So that was
Still
our
up.
papers,
Still up,
y'all,
yeah.
from the
Still
Bronx.
up.
Still up.
By
So-
way of Syracuse now.
By
originally
way
from
of
Syracuse.
By
Yes.
way of Syracuse.
Loved
Thank
it.
you. That
That
was
was hot.
awesome.
Thank you.
That was
Thank you.
hot.
That really. But once again, we're at the end of our show. We want to thank all of our guests for coming into the studio and rocking it with the Real Recognized Real Ladies. Real Recognized Ladies Talk Show. And our intern, he is always on. No, come on through. Yes.
He held it down for us tonight.
He sure did. He sure did.
Yeah.
Did an awesome job. His first time
Yeah.
tonight on his own. He came in. He learned everything. He jumped right in. He got things done. We truly, truly appreciate you.
Yeah,
And so until we meet again, we want to say, thank you.
y'all.
Please share the Real Recognize Real Facebook,
definitely.
RRR Talk Radio, Instagram. And just let people
Follow
know,
our-
because we are here. This is a platform. When you guys get to the next level and the next level and next level, continue to come back. Our door is always open. We want to take this journey with you
Thank
because
you.
we know that it's definitely bigger and better things out there for each and every one of you. We want to say God bless you, continuous
Likewise.
blessings,
Yes,
and just thank you once again for coming in and being on our show.
Thank you for having
And
us.
sharing
Thank
your
you for having
talents
us.
with the world.
Thank you for having us.
And thank you to all our viewers out there that are listening. Either they're just listening or they're tuned in. I travel a lot around the world, so I'm always telling people about the show. So we have people from all over, from Hawaii, from California, from different places, even Egypt when I went to Egypt in March. So we're definitely a platform. We want to be the household name. And Lynette here, I can't always thank her enough. She's the best co-host anybody could ever have. I truly appreciate her because she's Johnny on the spot. And you guys have pens, Real Recognize Real.
No, I got
Pens
you.
right there.
Oh, so we can take it because I was going to snatch it. I ain't want to snatch it.
Right, I pushed it away.
Thank y'all again.
Thanks to our guests. Make
Yes.
sure y'all follow them and see what they're doing.
Yes.
They're doing big things. Make sure you follow T-Tone Harris, Naj Dance, as well as our papers.
Yes.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Make
you.
sure y'all tune in. Real Recognize
Real Talk Radio Show. We out.
Hey.
Deuces.